Trading ruined me, bro. I don't think I could ever work a regular 9 to 5. Like, people sit there for 8 hours just to make like $100. I hop on the charts. I'm up 400 in like 5 minutes. Once you get into trading, you never gonna look back. Trading ruined me, bro. I don't.
Okay, so we thought this was going to go in a negative way, but let me just be clear because I have friends that are in trading. I have friends that are in stocks. I'm in stocks. I've hired multiple mentors, paid thousands of dollars for mentors to teach me stocks and whatnot. So I've invested so you don't have to, I'm not going to say invest in yourself, but to learn what I've learned about trading. It's a quick gratification mindset. I don't believe in trading because you got to look at a chart, and even though people claim they make hundreds or thousands of dollars by a couple of minutes, and they're able to just adjust a chart and adjust a candlestick and whatnot, it takes money to make money in that industry. And honestly, a lot of people burn out because they have to study the charts. They have to continuously look. You are working a 9 to 5 and you are trading because you have to make quick decisions. And even though there's automations, you're still working for the chart. Bottom line, and you're always going to lose some money at the end of the day. And even though you come out with profit, you want to use that profit to make more profit, if that makes sense. So I don't think it's something that people should take full fledged on. Again, I thought it was going to be something negative that he was going to share, but I know for sure these next couple videos are actually going to shock the hell out of you because people, the decisions they make sometimes just make you think like, were you thinking? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did this happen? And in what universe was this okay? Let's get into it.
Some financial lessons I taught the hard way. I just finished paying off my car that no longer works. I bought this car back in 2021 for $23,000, and it started giving me trouble 2 years ago, and it officially stopped working a year ago. I took it to every mechanic shop you can think of, every Honda. I took it to multiple Hondas. I contacted Honda corporate. I changed every part you can think of, and nothing was able to fix the car. Our last resort is getting a new engine for it, but they run a little bit expensive. They run from $2,000 to $3,000. I think it's expensive because my boyfriend bought me a replacement car after this one broke down for $1,200 on Facebook Marketplace that has given me no issues. The only reason I don't want to give up on this car yet is because it was $23,000. So I do want to keep trying. The engines are kind of hard to find because everybody wants the engine for this car. So as soon as one is available, it sells really fast. The lesson here was that I will never ever buy a car in payments again. It is not worth it to me. I do believe in having nice cars, but they will just have to be bought cash. Some financial
I respect that. I respect that. Buying a car cash is the best decision that you can make. It's unfortunate that her 2021 isn't working after what, a year? You know what I'm saying? A couple years? You know what I'm saying? Let's see what the comment section has to say because that was really interesting on this video. Someone said, "So we have all gone through this, I see. Please tell me what to do. I've taken several Hondas and street mechanics. I've changed camshaft sensors, spark plugs, coils, and still with the same problem. I literally give up. They have a Honda as well. This is insane. Is this a problem with the same model Hondas? Let me know in the comment section down below." Someone else said, "I worked at a Honda Corp. Stay away from the 10th gen Accords." Oh gosh. Someone replied and said, "What would you recommend? I'm looking into a 2018 Honda Accord." And they said, "Just do not get the 1.5 engine or the ones with the CVT trans. Both have lots of issues. Just honestly, don't get the 10th gen Civic." This is insane. Someone said, "I know what you mean. I had to rebuild one while back. I'm the mechanic." Insane. So I guess the 10th gen Honda Accords are not good cars. Let me know if you have one. Let me know what your experience has been, if you have one or if you know someone with one. Because I've heard that Honda Accords are great cars. You see older ones out on the road all the time. But man, of course we know these cars aren't great, aren't made with the same quality as they used to be. Someone said, "Tell me what's wrong with it, and I am married to a genius mechanic. I think I can help." They replied and said the whole dashboard turns on and says everything is malfunctioning. It was like that for a year, even though Honda kept replacing parts. And about a year ago, it started going on a limp mode randomly, but I would turn it off and back on, and it would run again. I started taking it to the other mechanics from that point, and still no luck. And now it's stuck on limp mode. What the hell is limp mode? It doesn't drive at all. Whew. God. Mm, 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 mm. That's crazy, man.
15 years ago, I made a decision that completely ruined my life, and I know I'm going to get so much hate and criticism for posting this video, but if my story helps at least one person, I will take all the hate and criticism. If you're starting college this year, if you're currently getting your college degree, or if you are a parent or know someone who's a college student, please just listen for the next 2 to 3 minutes. My name is Bradley. I went to culinary school and had no idea in the time I was getting my degree that I was completely ruining my life. Not knowing better, I went to the best of the best school thinking I would get the best of the best outcome. A week before graduating, the school sat me down and said, congratulations, you're about to finish your degree. You're now in $137,000 of student loan debt. My monthly payment before any government programs was about $1,400 a month. And I realized in that moment I had completely ruined my life. What made my story go from bad to worse is that once I got
Hold on, bro.
grams was about $1,400 a month. I realized in that moment I had completely ruined my life. What made my story go from bad to worse is that once I got into the industry with my degree, I was getting job offers for $12 to $14 an hour. From that moment on, my life completely spiraled. My mental health was completely destroyed. I developed a drinking problem. It got so bad at one point I ended up in the hospital because I had no idea how to cope with the stress that I was under. The worst part of all of it was that I was 21 years old, drowning in debt, not making a lot of money with my degree, and I had to turn to adult work, if you know what I mean by adult work. It is so unfair that I thought I was doing the right thing for myself by getting a college education, by getting a college degree, by doing what everyone told me I should do, by doing what society told me I should do, only to then ruin my life and having to turn to adult work to survive. Because I was only able to just get by with the money I was making with my college degree, and my student loan payments were half my monthly income. Instead of blaming the teenager, you should really start blaming the colleges who are allowing these situations to happen. And parents, this is where I'm calling you out. It is your responsibility to protect your child from ending up in $80, $100, $150,000 of student loan debt. It is not up to high school guidance counselors. It is not up to the university to protect your child from ending up in a financial disaster like I did. This is not me saying a higher education is not important, but this is me saying an expensive, overpriced higher education is not important. And if you just think it's my story, if you just think it's me, if you don't think it could happen to you, there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who share the same story that I've shared. I beg you, 4 years of fun and getting the college experience is not worth drowning in debt for the next 10, 15, 20 years of your life. If I could go back in time as a senior in high school, knowing then what I know now, I would not have went to college right after high school. I would have graduated high school, gotten a normal job, and allowed myself to grow up. Allow myself to get to know myself, allow myself to learn how money works. Because I'm sure if I started college later in life and I learned the value of $1, there's no way I would have allowed myself to go to a college that was $30,000 to $40,000 a year. You are not a loser if you take a gap year. You are not a failure if you go to community college. You're not a nobody if you want to completely avoid getting a college degree. There are so many people and so many stories today of people who are thriving and doing amazing without going to college. If you think you want to go to college and you want to get your degree, I fully support it. But please do it as affordably as possible, and please.
I don't think he should fully support it. I think that he should support it if it's paying off to get that degree. There are a lot of degrees out here that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, and people don't make nearly as much money. Then to pay it off in an efficient amount of time. Plus, they're paying interest. Okay, hear me out. My man has over $100,000 in a college loan for a culinary arts degree. Now, the last time I checked, when we eat food, we don't ask ourselves, does he have his doctrines? How long did he go to school for? And yeah, sure, getting your culinary degree may get your foot in the door in professional areas for sure, but whew, you're getting paid $12 to $14 an hour. I remember when a couple months ago, the Trump administration had announced that they were not considering the nursing degree they're not considering the nursing degree a professional degree anymore. And a lot of nurses were mad. They were like, oh, we're not professional anymore. Okay, well, what's going to happen when you have this problem and got to go to the hospital and got to get taken care of? When little do people know, the government considers specific degrees professional because they allow colleges to say, hey, we can charge this much to the person who is applying for this degree, and the government approves it, and the government says, hey, we will give you a federal loan to the student, and so you can go in to become a nurse. Well, basically the government is saying that it's not that expensive. We're not going to give you the okay to go to nursing school anymore for this price, which is more than likely going to decrease the price of nursing school. That's what I believe it's going to do. Quote me on that, because I really wanted to see go down. I wanted to see college go down in general. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand where he's coming from. When you get out of high school, if you go to if you go to a community college, the pressure is on. Oh yeah, you're going to community college. That's not a real college. Or you have to go into college right after high school. You haven't even probably understood the value of a dollar, of the job industry, or anything like that, or living expenses, before you even sign a paper that you can't even pay money back on yet, because you haven't even become established yet. It is insane how much pressure is added to a teenager coming out of high school, signing over their life $100,000 in debt on a degree that pays a fraction of that. It's insane to me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What degree did you go into school for, and was it worth it? Let me know, because he said his student loan payment is $1,400 a month. That's somebody rent. That's somebody rent, man.
So I feel like I'm drowning, financially drowning. So back in April, I had a baby, and I decided to take 9 weeks off. Now I have had 4 children now working at the same company, so I kind of knew how things went. I took 9 weeks thinking that my insurance was going to pay 8 weeks. But because they run it under short-term disability, you have to be off the week, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's why I took 9. Anyway, long story short, they only paid me for 6. And when they do pay you, it's like a max of $250 a week. So when you go and you have to pay back your insurance, on a bi-weekly basis, and the taxes that come out of there, you're getting basically $200. So I was not paid very much. The last 3 weeks that I was off, I was paid nothing. Everything that I had saved from my taxes, gone. I spent all of it, everything. That also meant that I was behind I'm a month behind on my car payment. I have a few credit card bills that I was paying the bare minimum, and I got behind on those. And so now everybody and their brother is calling me and wants their money and wants their money and wants their money and wants their money, and late fees and this and that. And it just adds up. It's a spiraling ball, right? So here I was making progress, and now I'm retracted in progress. And then just the other day, my TV broke, and now I need to buy a whole nother TV. And so there's that. And now there's school supplies and the fairs coming up that I take my kids to every year. And I'm paying extra money because I want to send my middle daughter to Washington, D.C. this next spring. So it's financially drained. I don't know how any of you get ahead. I don't know how any of you have a savings. I don't know how
If you're not wealthy, you can't afford to watch TV. Poor people don't deserve to watch TV. I said what I said. She's complaining about, well, she's not even complaining. She's just talking about the problems that she has. I don't know how to get ahead. I don't know how people get ahead. I don't know how people earn this much money and you have this much money up. And, it's unfortunate to hear her go through this situation. But when she said TV, man, it just threw me off. I'm like, hold on, bro. Did you just say your TV broke? First of all, why you got a TV at all? Earlier in this show, we talked about a TV not being a television, but the real name of a TV, y'all, is an EIR. Shout out to Myron Golden on that one. It's called an electronic income reducer. Okay, it keeps you distracted. You don't earn money when you watch TV. You don't earn money when you scroll on social media. And it's electronic income reducer. This is why, if you're not wealthy, you don't deserve to watch TV. Bottom line, a lot of people like to watch grown-ass men fight over an inflated ball covered in pigskin on the weekdays, on the weekends, whatever. And then they know the stats of each player and all. If you're not wealthy, you don't deserve to watch TV. So many people underestimate what could happen, and they're so stuck in where I'm at. I'm gonna tell you this. It's only going to take me one time to understand that. I lived on my own for 3 years, running my own business, made 6 figures. It was up and down. I was watching TV. I was playing the video game. I got comfortable. Made some money, made a $6,000 weekend. Man, I'm chilling. You know, I can make another 6 grand another weekend too. Blew the money, rent due. All right, let me run it up again. Making money. Oop, little short. Up, overspent. Oop, whew. Shouldn't have bought that. Car problem happened. Oh man, what am I gonna do now? Most people are distracted. I remember reading this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it talked about how the American dream is, you know, you graduate college, you get a degree, you get a high paying job. Okay, great. You find a significant other, you get a house with a white picket fence. You buy furniture for the house. Oh, time to start a family. Oh, we want more kids. Time to upgrade the house, get more furniture. Oh, we want to raise. By that time, you've gotten a car payment. You're in debt from mortgage. You're in debt from a car loan. You got kids you got to take care of for 18 plus years. Because let's be honest here, you're taking care of your kids. If you're a present parent, you're taking care of your kids past 18 because they're not ready at 18. They graduate in high school at 17, 18. So yeah, you're taking care of your kids for 18 plus years. They got to go to college. Hopefully you saved up enough money for college now because, you know, it's going to be more expensive. You're taking out loans for that too because guess what? Little Jimmy didn't get a scholarship. Underestimate life. Underestimate distractions. Oh, you know, I deserve to take a break. You know, a lot of people are going to be in the comment section. Well, who are you to tell us that if you're not wealthy, you don't deserve to watch TV? I'm Jay Askew, and I've watched TV, and I approve this message, and it kept me broke as fuck. And I still watch TV, y'all. But before I watch TV, I make sure I'm a producer before I'm a consumer. See, wealth doesn't always have to be with money. It can be with assets. If your assets are generating income for you, then you don't have to worry about always working overtime. Working overtime is part of the grind in order for you to pour money into the asset, and the asset makes you money. But most people think, oh, I got a home, it's an asset. No, it's an asset to the bank because they can take that shit back and sell it to someone else, and you still be liable for it, and they're going to make money from it. If you're not making money from your house, it's not an asset. A lot of people get into this trap of signing their name on something that they owe money on, and then they wonder, why am I in this position? She's worried about her kids, her job, how little she got paid because she was pregnant, and then a broken TV. This is what's wrong. And I know it's just a small part of her story. But if you're distracted, you're going to miss on what's not to do. For example, building a family and you're not financially secure. Oh, I got a great job. I've been working for 5 years. You're not financially secure. You're getting paid on one income stream and you're betting all of it. You know how people say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You putting all your eggs in one basket and you're putting yourself in your own basket. And it's not even your basket. It's somebody else's basket. So they can dump you out of it whenever they want to. Man, subscribe if you like the content, man. I'm not. Bro, I'm done. She just talked about her TV while she's crying or talking, not crying respectfully, but talking about how bad it is for her right now for her to save up money.